Hey everybody! So I am going to do something extremely ill-advised today. I am going to try and push this massive cactus. I mean, look at this thing. This thing is huge and it's spiky and it's scary, and I am going to try and push it. So I figured I would just kind of record this and not do this live because I don't want to have video evidence of my hospital trip. So a little preview of what's to come. But the reason I'm going to do something so silly and foolish as pushing a cactus is because I want to demonstrate something to you that I think is really fascinating. It is something called swing mechanics. And it's one of those things that it's an awesome kingdom truth concealed in creation. And that is something that I am so passionate about. I love, that is the lens I look at this world through, is studying the things that's in there, recognizing that there are some awesome insights that he has concealed about his nature, about how to walk wisely in this world. It's a reflection of spiritual truths. So I love finding things in creation, in physics, in science, and seeing what it teaches us about him. So we're going to talk a little bit about swinging, and first of all, how the enemy tries to use it to his advantage, and more importantly, how you can use it instead to your advantage. So think about a swing. Think about when you were a kid on a swing. We'll go there next. That's our next example. But there's kind of two ways that you can add energy to a swing, and that is either through pushing, which is an external action, or pumping, which involves choice and our own effort. Okay, so first we're going to see what it's like when the enemy kind of gives us a little bit of a push. This is where it gets scary. I don't know why I'm doing this. Hopefully this isn't illegal. Anyway, so check out this cactus. It is spiky and it's strong and it seems like it's well protected. You would think that I would not be able to move this thing. But all it takes, I'm gonna use my one little finger. Let's see how this goes. I already almost dropped my phone. This is going great. Okay, so the enemy knows how to get past some of our defenses. He knows how to push our soft spots. And when we get pushed, a lot of times our first response is to push back. But the problem comes when we get very enemy focused, when we're just so focused on him. So we get pushed and we push back, focused on him. And he doesn't mind that because he knows that our strength is limited. Eventually we're going to let down our guard. And then when we start to fall back, just gives a little push again. He knows that eventually we'll lose momentum. We're going to fall back into our old habits. So he doesn't mind the pushback as long as it's in our own strength. So what he wants is for us to be shaken. And I don't know if you can see this. Look at that. Look at how much that thing is moving. Little old me ended up shaking that gigantic cactus. You know what? And we can be like that cactus too. Because if we stay in the game where we let the enemy push us and we push back, that's when we can get into the point where we crack or where we topple. What we need to do is we need to recognize who is pushing us. It's not your finances, it's not your coworker, it's no one else. You recognize, man, the enemy is pushing me, and the only one who can steady me is Jesus. So you get your eyes off him and you focus on Jesus. You rest and you lean on him and you say, Lord, will you steady me? Okay, so that's how the enemy tries to use his advantage. But there's also a little secret in here of how we can use swing mechanics to our advantage. So I'm going to take you back to the playground. I don't need my friend the cactus for this one because we've all been on a swing set. We all know what it's like to have that. Hopefully we maybe have somebody in our life who can give us that little push, a coach, a friend, a family member who can help us get a little bit of momentum and energy going. But sometimes the real thing it comes down to is we need to pump our legs. We need to put some choice and we need to put some effort into moving things forward. But it's very important to recognize your individual rhythm, and you got to recognize the seasons that you're in. Because we all have times of the day where we have our, where we are most energetic. Sorry, ignore the traffic, noisy street back there. But we recognize that there are seasons in our life too. And we recognize the times when we have some momentum and we lean into that momentum. When we have those energetic times, we lean into that and we push a little bit harder. We do a few more reps if we're working out. We go a little bit farther. You don't just ride the momentum, you amplify it. And then we recognize that there's going to be times when there's a backswing, when instead of just like letting yourself go into it and just wasting that, you recognize that that's just part of this process. And you lean into the Lord, you rest in Him, and you rest in His promises. You go deep into His word. That in those times that you are gathering strength for that next deep, big swing. So, I mean, this is another important one of those little truths in creation. The lesson you learn just studying trees. They have to go as deep as they go tall, or else they're going to fall. So you recognize that in those quiet times, you go deep. So if you recognize this, if you kind of lean into that rhythm, if you recognize and you put some choice and effort into this, you can actually reach new heights. You can reach your fullest potential. So just a little something I was thinking about today. I wanted to share it with you. Hope everybody's having a great night, and I'll talk to you later.